Unless you have been living under a rock, you've heard that home prices all across the country have skyrocketed. And here in the metro Atlanta area, that has been very, very true. There's been a almost 24% increase in prices in the last year alone. Prices have gone up for a multitude of reasons, but one of the reasons in the Atlanta market might just surprise you. Hi, I'm Sarah Mislowski with KeyPoint Homes Group, and my team and I help clients from all across the country make a move here to Georgia by helping them with their move, helping them find their home. We help with everything. People are leaving states like California and choosing to live here instead for a variety of reasons. One of the biggest is the cost of homes and the general cost of living. Obviously, if home prices have gone up here by nearly 24%, they are certainly not as affordable as what they once were. But many people are still opting to make a move because these same increases are happening in their already overpriced markets as well. Recently, the Atlanta Journal-Constitution wrote an article about this huge increase in pricing, and they put a lot of blame on one thing. Any guesses what that could be? Well, about a third of the homes sold in the region are currently being purchased by investors. And among metro areas like Atlanta, we now rank number 1 in the percentage of houses sold to investors. That is crazy. So think about that. 1 out of every 3 homes currently on the market are being bought up by investors. So what does that mean for you as a buyer? And who are these investors? These investors are people who are just looking to build a rental portfolio, but in a lot of cases, they are from iBuyer companies like Zillow. But Zillow got out of the iBuying market back in November of 2021. So the other companies are like OfferPad and Open Door, Ribbon. All these types of companies are buying up inventory. You have huge money coming in from Wall Street investors as well, backing these huge hedge funds and investment funds that are purchasing real estate and holding on to these houses. So again, like, what does this mean for you as a buyer? Obviously, this is massive competition for you as an individual who just wants to purchase homes. These investors, they can come in and they pay cash for properties. They're paying top dollar. Many are going over asking price, and they aren't asking for any repairs or fixes at all because they have their own crews that can go in and do these things as well. Repaint, put down new flooring. Essentially, some of these investors, they're just putting lipstick on a pig, and then they can either turn around and resell it, or they're renting these houses out. This is extremely frustrating for buyers who are obviously, they want to live in the house and they're just not looking to turn it around and make a profit off of it. These are real families that need homes. People like you want to have the opportunity to live in these homes, and it's really difficult to compete with these investors. So all of these investors who are invading the market are also pushing up costs, since they are the ones that are, for the most part, paying cash for all of these houses. They're waiving appraisals, which means that they're paying over the fair market value of the houses, which in turn drive up the price of homes in the same area, because these are overpriced homes are being used as comps. When you're trying to get the house you're buying, more than likely you're probably going to rely on appraisal, or kind of given the way the market is right now, a lot of buyers are having to waive that appraisal in order to be competitive and win, the contract so that you can have a home that you can live in. Now, who is this good for? Well, it's good for sellers because it means they can get more money on the sale of their home, and it makes it a little bit easier for them. When you're selling to an investor that's waiving all of those things, you can kind of set your own terms and timelines. But obviously, this really makes things difficult for you as a buyer. Not only is it hard to compete with all these cash offers, but again, these investors, they can close quickly, which is really frustrating on a personal level for buyers, because you just want to be able to find a nice house for your family to live in. And now some company has come in and wiped up a lot of the inventory and choices that you may have as a buyer. Not to mention, a lot of these iBuyer companies are marketing directly to the seller. So many of these homes, they're not even making it on the market. You're not even getting the option of seeing these houses from sellers that want to sell their home, because they're just going directly to the iBuyers. They're selling directly to them. They're taking that easy route, but yet they're not giving you, the buyer, opportunity to even see or even match maybe what that investor could, because it never even makes it to the market. That's really hard. All of these investor purchases are minimizing the amount of available properties, like I just said, which then drives up the competition and pricing, but it's a vicious cycle that's happening right now. So how are we able to compete and help buyers in this scenario? Well, one sliver of positivity is that a lot of times these investors are not turning around and relisting these homes for way more than what they bought them for. Surprisingly enough, they are turning these houses into rental property. So for people that are in need of rental homes, this is a good thing for you. However, if you're competing for these homes and you want to actually buy and live in a home, it's difficult. I made a video a few months back about the demise of Zillow offers. I told you they quit buying homes back in November, and I touched on then how a lot of times these investors, the iBuyers, are actually losing a great deal of money on these properties, especially when they're turning around and trying to flip them. These big iBuyers have gone through and bought up so many properties, but they're also having trouble offloading them all. And so a lot of times they're selling them for right about what they paid for them, or sometimes even less. If you look at the MLS system, if you look at homes that have been on the market for more than 7 days, 9 times out of 10, these are all homes owned by Opendoor. And why is that? Well, remember that lipstick on a pig thing that I told you about? A lot of Opendoor homes have a lot of difficulty passing home inspections, and they're really notoriously difficult to negotiate with as well. This gives you the opportunity to go back and buy the same home that you may have missed out on the first time go around. But again, you've got to be careful and look out for those inspection related issues and really kind of think about what you're willing to negotiate on. Now, we've talked about this before, but buying from iBuyers, like I just mentioned, it's not the quickest process, but we've helped many people do it successfully here lately, and they're more than likely already, they've done some of those repairs for you, but you just have to be careful. Sometimes they don't do all of the repairs. So that's nice of them, right? How are we helping people win in this market? What is our team doing to help our buyer clients? Well, one way we have been helping buyers lately avoid some of this crazy competition is by seeking out off-market opportunities. So just like how the iBuyer companies are marketing and going directly towards sellers, well, we are too. Once we uncover what you're looking for, ideal neighborhoods and house sizes and things like that, we are marketing directly to homeowners to uncover their any potential needs of what they want to sell, and we are trying to and being successful with getting to them before somebody else can get to them as well. Another advantage that our team has is that we work with a huge office, tons of agents, and we really try to match up to see if we have a buyer that matches a seller out of our office, and then that also kind of helps cut out some of the competition. For a lot of sellers, this is great because they don't have to have all the showings and the open houses and people in and out, and it's makes it a little bit less stressful as well. And of course, it's fantastic for buyers. Anytime that we can play matchmaker and get a really competitive offer to a seller that is off market, that is definitely a win-win. It might not feel like it's a win-win for you as a buyer whenever you're still paying a premium for that off-market property, but I promise you that there are people out there that want to sell their home. They want to sell it for a fair price to a family that will love it and care for it. There are people out there that don't want to sell to investors, that they want to know that they're leaving their house to a good neighbor that's going to be a great neighbor, just how they have been to their neighbors. We have also been successful in helping our clients find new construction opportunities that are not yet listed on the MLS system. This is kind of like a hidden gem for a lot of our buyers that we've been able to match with new construction opportunities, because you'd be surprised at how many new construction homes never even make it to the MLS system because of the huge demand that there are out there for homes in new construction right now. Now, we've all heard about houses selling for hundreds of thousands of dollars, over asking and receiving dozens of offers. But we've worked really hard to create great relationships with agents and new home agents, and we've come up with some really great strong tactics to help our buyers get into their dream home. Trust me, it is still possible. It might take a few tries. We might win out or lose out on some rather, but I can trust you that we are in it. We're ready for the battle, and we're ready to help you find your dream home, and we'll be with you every step of the way. And when things get tough, and it will, but we promise our clients that we will do everything we can to help get you into a home. Knock on wood, we have yet to have any client turn up homeless. you are more than likely, going to have to make some compromises, and it's not often that the first offer will stick, like I mentioned, but stay the course. My team and I, we will get you there. So if you're thinking about making a move to the Metro Atlanta area, you have to reach out to my team and I. You can find our contact information below this video. And of course, if you have not watched this video, you have to check it out.